come as a package deal, already have their movement moving before they even approach a label and look for that type of support.
I wholeheartedly believe that major labels are not built to break a new artist. Okay, not at all. They're built to add fire to the flame. They're built to put you at Best Buy. They're built to put you on this really high level. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're gonna need money to go to radio. So the majors are good for that. In terms of for a new artist, yeah, that's the template. I mean, even myself, I have an artist that I just recently signed. His name is STS, and I don't trust the labels enough to make the rounds and really say, here you go, you can have them, let's see what we can do. I'd rather build that momentum up on myself, on my own. I have enough resources, he's that good, and now I just have to build those stats up. So actually, I should be sitting with you guys when it comes to that particular artist, you know? So, yeah, that's the template. You have to be self-sufficient, and you gotta come in strapped.
One thing to remember is that a record company is impartial to the creative progression of music. You have to understand that. I think one of the biggest problems that people make is they have a misconception of what a record company does, because a lot of what you guys know is based on what you read in a magazine or what you see on the video. You believe that a person walks in the door, he's hot, an A&R sees him, they sign him, he gets a gang of money, and the record company does everything. That's really not the way it works. A record company isn't even in the business of making something creative. They're in the business of selling records. So how creative or what direction and all of those things that you really want or need to sell records, you are really responsible for creating that. And and that's the difference between someone who gets a deal and someone who doesn't. Because you can have an artist who maybe has a lot of momentum, but there's nothing going on as far as what the artist is direction-wise. And then you might have an artist who his whole direction, his game plan and everything is mapped out. And they'll invest in that artist before they would invest in the other one. So you have to understand, when you walk into a record company, keep in mind that your whole presentation has to be complete. You have to be what you say you are. If you're MC this or that, whatever you say you are conceptually, that has to translate musically, it has to translate visually, and it has to translate in the way you present yourself on stage and how you present yourself in interviews. All of those things are equally important, because a record company makes its money by marketing you in all of those different avenues and facets.
I always use the baseball analogy. We're RBI men, these major record labels, right? We'll knock you in. We'll get you from third to home. We'll get you from second base to home. But getting on base, getting to second base, you gotta hit that leadoff single, and you gotta steal second base. When you're on second base, we'll start noticing you, and we'll consider. If you're on third base, then we'll definitely sign you.
That's an excellent analogy.
And what would you guys say is the biggest